Alright, so needless to say, this was a pretty cool episode. I really enjoyed this one. Nothing really big to talk about here, but yeah, with this episode we get the official introduction of Earth 2 Wells. And let me just talk about Earth 2 Wells real quick. Earth 2 Wells, is it just me or does he feel very Lex Luthor-ish? He feels very Luthor-ish. That's what I'm getting. And with this episode, it feels very Luthor. He feels very Luthor, especially like when when they have that flashback to Earth 2, and Jay runs in his Flash costume, and he and Wells are having this conversation. It almost feels like you're watching Superman and Lex have a conversation, and then Jay runs off. So what we do know is that Wells did create Zoom, but as to why, and was it an accident, and why does Zoom have it? Because at the end of the episode, you see that this Harrison Wells has a daughter. We don't know if his wife survived, but yeah, he has a daughter, and Zoom clearly has it out for them. Now I don't know if it's like Earth 2. I'm kind of going by the assumption that maybe it is Earth 2 Barry. Maybe like some people have kind of theorized. I don't know. This is a big one, but yeah, he's got it really in for this for this universe as well. And what I like about it is that he, like as Cisco put it, Wells was evil, but you're just a dick. Yeah. What I also like is that this, even though he's on their side, he's not exactly he doesn't really like them. He even says, "Look, I don't like any of you, but we need each other to get this to work." And yeah, he is very intense. He's very aggressive. And that's probably why, because Zoom kidnapped his daughter, and he probably may think she's either dead or missing, for all we know. And also, yeah, he and Jay really go off on each other. And I do like that this Wells isn't like, hey, I'm not, I'm the Wells from, I'm a good guy Wells. Nah, he's a good guy, but he's one of the good guys, but he ain't exactly a good guy. What I also like about this episode with, what was I going to say? It was about Jay. What I liked about this universe as Wells is that he's so quick-witted, and I love the moments where he's like, he's just like, I'm so, he just has these like quick, dry wit moments, like, the other me killed your boyfriend. That sucks. And then he's even like, the other me, the other guy killed your mother. Look, how many times do I have to tell you I'm not him? I love that. Also, I really liked how in this episode, there's also a great scene in here where Joe just flips his shit and sees Wells and just whips out his gun, and Barry, which is admittedly a really badass scene where Barry snatches all the bullets out of the air, and Joe says, "How are you still alive?" And and just right off the bat, Earth 2 Wells goes, "Because you missed." Oh man. So that was good. We also get the arrival of Shaira. We also get it's not Shaira, but it's Kendra, Hawkgirl. But even though her name's Shaira and all that, but yeah, we get the appearance of Hawkgirl. Not much I can say about with Hawkgirl, other than the actress is all right. She was only in for 3 minutes of the whole episode, and she just moved to Central City, and now she's apparently having a love interest with Cisco. Okay, I guess we're just totally gonna forget Golden Glider. Whatever. Also, Cisco gets his abilities revealed by the Earth 2 Wells, and it's kind of cool. Like, I'm gonna be called Vibe now. Yeah, awesome me. What else did I want to talk about with this episode? I'm gonna be honest here. I'm starting to warm up to the idea of Barry and Patty. I'm starting to warm up to them, even though you have Barry and Iris and all that, but yeah, with Barry and Patty, it's kind of interesting. Especially, I wasn't really sold on the idea for the past 4 episodes, but now I'm starting to. After watching this episode, I'm kind of warming up to her and Barry in a relationship, and let me explain why. Just real quickly, the reason why is because you see a lot of chemistry, especially in this scene between Barry and Patty, and as my good friend Coolio Vids once said in a review for this episode, in one episode, explaining, how Barry and Patty work, is like, and it works better than Oliver and Felicity, is that when Patty says something nerdy or a little awkward, Barry comes back with the same amount of it of awkwardness and just kind of nervousness, because he's exactly like that. He kind of understands where she's coming from. When Felicity does that, Oliver's just like, oh, whatever, okay, you're my love interest, whatever. Yeah. So that's what I feel like, is that when Patty says something funny and awkward, Barry's right there to be also funny and awkward. When Felicity does it, Oliver's just like, whatever, I'm supposed to be stoic. So it kind of gives you a little more leeway for that. Yeah. Also, when Iris discovered, Patty's first date with Barry, I was kind of thinking, oh God, here we go. And she's like, no, I'll help you with your first date. And I was like, oh, thank God we aren't doing the same thing we did with Linda. Then again, they've only met face to face. They haven't really talked about Barry. Iris and Patty haven't talked about Barry head on, so I don't know how that's going to be. So we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, it looks like she's cool with it. Anyway, so also and I know some people are going to be like, well, it was announced weeks ago. But when they said Dr. Light, when Dr. Light was cast, I was like, oh, cool. I never looked into. I wanted to surprise myself, and I never really looked into casting for Dr. Light. But yeah, when I discovered it's Earth 2 Linda Park, I was like, holy shit. See, I thought it was I figured they were going with the Linda Park, not Linda Park, but Dr. Light that was, the Japanese superhero. She, I'm forgetting her name, Kimio Hoshi. Obviously a great member of the Justice League, the female Dr. Light. Yeah, and I did. Yeah, but this is the Earth 2 Dr. Light. Maybe we'll see Kimio Hoshi somewhere down the line in Earth 1 become Dr. Light, or maybe we'll even see Arthur Light. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting of making her like a thief that never really killed, and you clearly see that she was, when she kills the editor-in-chief of the newspaper, you clearly see on their face, oh my God, I just committed my first murder and it feels awful, but I am totally afraid of Zoom. So I really like the build-up to Zoom in here. Even though, yeah, it's a guy named Zoom, the build-up to him is like everyone's afraid of him, especially like it makes, Jay and, it makes Jay and Wells break out into a fist fight that Barry has, like everyone just kind of like, at first, like, oh great, they're having a fist fight, till Barry finally is like, okay, I've had enough of this BS, stop. Yeah. But yeah, I do like the build-up to Zoom. Even though we've seen so little of him, he's clearly made everyone, even Jay, afraid. He's clearly made Jay just afraid of him because he stole his speed. But I feel like there's more to it. I feel like there's more to, Jay losing his speed as to why he's so afraid of battling Zoom. I've got a feeling that because there's a quick moment between that Jay and Wells' daughter have a quick glance between each other. So I'm guessing that there may have been a thing between Jay and the Earth 2 Wells' daughter, and maybe Zoom captured her, kidnapped her and made it look like he murdered her. And that actually may explain a lot as to why there's a rivalry between, Jay and Wells. Yeah. Also, I love how Iris is clearly taking everything in stride, like, when she sees Earth 2 Wells for the first time, even though, yeah, she's looking at the face of the man who was responsible for Eddie's death, and she's just like, wow, you look so much like him. I gotta go talk to Barry now, nice meeting you. And when she first hears the news from Joe that, there's an Earth 2 Wells, she's taking it all in stride. God, you got it, man. Writers, you finally figured out how to write Iris after making it such a complete shit show, can't talk, last season. Also, I love how, I forgot to talk about this earlier, that Caitlin brings up how it wasn't even Wells they were fighting, it was Eobard Thawne, disguised as Dr. Wells after killing him years ago. So yeah, it was technically a doppelganger Wells they were battling the whole time. I like how they brought that up. But yeah, it really does screw with them because that was the face they had seen for so long, and this was the face of the man who murdered his mother. Murdered Barry's mother. And he even, like, I love that opening scene between him and Joe where he's like, I'm trying everything in my power not to beat the shit out of this guy right now, but we need him if we're to stop Zoom. So, yeah. What else? We also get to see After Image. That was pretty cool. I mean, that was really instant. There wasn't like any training or anything, but whatever. I guess Wells did make a good point that hey, if you can if you can time travel twice, then you can make an after image. Okay, I can I can buy that. I mean, if you're fast enough to run that fast, then you're clearly fast enough to do that. So, anyway, we also get more of the Caitlin and Jay relationship, which I'm still not 100% behind because it feels really forced, and it feels like Caitlin just gave up all on Ronnie, even though, yeah, there was a point where she thought that Ronnie had died before, but he came back. Again, I'm kind of under the impression that I'm going with the theory that Ronnie's going to come back as Deathstorm, or he's trapped in Earth 2. One of those two. I'm under one of those two theories currently. All in all, really great episode. I'm really interested to see where next episode's going to go. But I have a feeling that they're going to kill off Linda. I have a feeling that here's what I think is going to happen in the next episode. They are going to use the plan of using Linda to dress up as Dr. Light, and they're going to try to lure Zoom to them, as Wells planned, and Zoom's going to figure out real quick, hey, this is a trap, and kill the Earth 1 Linda in the process. And then beat the shit out of Barry and leave. How's that? Am I in the right ballpark? I think I'm right here. I think I'm in the right. And then they're gonna lead into, Earth 2 Linda taking her place and just going about her life. That's what I think is gonna happen. Is that Earth 1 Linda Park is gonna be murdered. That's what I'm going with. Anyway, so you guys tell me. What did you guys think of this episode? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later.